Is your credit score holding you back from purchasing a home? GC Credit Coaches is a repair company that's made easy. Their goal is to challenge and remove all negative errors that hurt your credit score. On average, GC clients see about 10.2 negative items removed over 4 months. Start improving your credit score today with a simple 2-minute online enrollment for a free consultation and a complete credit audit. GC Credit Coaches offers competitive monthly pricing, no contracts, no hidden fees, and the service stops once you are satisfied. GC Credit Coaches removes inquiries, collections, charge-off, bankruptcies, and repossession. Don't forget to visit gccreditcoaches.com.
Hi, Chakits. I have been following you and watching your YouTube channel for years.
I have decided to finally relocate to Las Vegas and want to start a new chapter in my life. I know you're the perfect realtor to help guide me to find my next dream home. I am looking for a modern kitchen, large backyard with a pool and a golf course community.
My name is Chakits Krulsawat with Simply Vegas, a licensed real estate agent out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I help buyers like this all the time, so if you're looking for a licensed professional, give us a call at 702-319-1092 or visit lvhomeexperts.com. Find a home starts here.
All right, and welcome to the LV Home Experts Podcast. This is where we talk about real estate and financing. So I just want to say welcome. And also today we got a very special guest today. Last week we actually had broker with Simply Vegas out of the SUMMERLIN office. And I figure why not follow up with the following week with the broker out here in Henderson. This is actually where I hang my license in Henderson. So I just want to introduce you guys to Eric Mendoza. What's going on, man?
Hi, buddy, how are you?
Good. It's been a while. I mean, you're kind of in and out of the office. I don't really see you too much, right? Because you're kind of like doing your own thing.
I do my own thing, but it's what I'd rather do is I get here in the morning. And, you know, a lot of my schedule, quite honestly, is I probably work by 60 hours a week doing the broker thing.
Do you really?
Yeah, it's because I get phone calls sometimes 5 in the morning, if you can believe that, 10 at night on a Sunday night. So I'm always on call. I'm always answering questions. I'm always doing something. So the hours I'm not here, I'm still working or I'm doing my own business.
So quick story. I met Eric probably about 11 years ago.
Yeah.
12 years ago. And we was with a big company at that time. Yep. I think, what were you doing over there? I don't even know. What was your position?
I was actually a team leader. I was running the office.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh,
so I was
okay.
running the office, doing that, and yeah, just loving life. I remember back in those days, you've always been that hustler.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, I know so.
And that's really nice of you to say that, but come on, man, be real now.
No, I'm being real because I remember like when Craigslist was the new thing to go and start hitting up for business. Dude, you were on it, and you were on it every day at a high level. So whatever it took, whatever the new thing is, you were doing it. And I say hustler, and that's a compliment.
Yeah.
You know, to me, like somebody who's hustling, and that's always been you.
Yeah, I remember that. That's one thing that's good about real estate, that, you know, if you're able to identify what's going on within the marketplace and you can see it, you can literally pivot quick enough to make a profit.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about this business. You always have to make moves. You always got to pivot.
You always have to pivot, and you got to be committed to that plan.
Yeah.
You got to pivot. You got to see that change, be the first one to, and be comfortable enough to know, like, hey, I got to make a switch. Now,
I did spend probably about a year and a half or something like that, maybe a year over at Keller Williams. And, you know, when they opened up the Henderson office, I was actually one of the first agents. I remember, you know, looking out of my room here. This was just all open walls. Like, you could literally see all the way through the front. Like, that's how open this thing was.
Oh, here for Simply Vegas?
Yeah, for Simply Vegas.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, it was kind of cool. And I remember John sitting over here at the end because he liked that little corner office. And there was literally like Cat 6 wires like all over the place. Like, that's how wild it was.
Wow.
So, obviously, you know, you went on your own different way. I think you went to a different company, right?
Yeah. So I started my career at Keller Williams.
Yeah.
And, it's a great company.
Yeah, great company.
Every company's great. I never put any other company down. That was great for profit sharing. Still got a lot of great friends over there. That's how I started my career. I recruited some big agents, ran some offices over there for them, was always on their, whatever ALC or, just all that stuff, top producing agent stuff like that in the middle of that career. But I really enjoy, my passion is helping those other agents hit their goals, doing all those things. And at the same time, I realize you still have to kick ass selling real estate. You just have to, guys. You always have to have the finger on the pulse of what's going on. Yeah. And that's why it's good to talk to you and all the other top producers around the office, because you guys know what's happening before everyone else does. So
now, is this true? Because a lot of times people ask me this. They're like, you're not a broker? And if you are a broker, does that mean you're the owner of the company? I get this question asked all the time.
Yeah. No. Broker, it's almost like I'm in charge of compliance over the office.
Yeah.
John Gafford, Gavin, they own the office.
Yeah.
They're the ones who take the financial risk. I'm just here to help grow the office and keep all the agents safe with compliance and all those other things, and provide some leadership. I'm I excel more with business development and just inspiring agents to get more out of them than they ever thought they could get out of themselves.
Got it.
That's what I'm here for.
Now, why would somebody come over to Simply Vegas?
There's a lot of reasons. I mean, we can brag about we're the number one office. This office is the number one office in the entire city. But why should they come? It's $100 a month. It's $5.95 a transaction. Guys, we give you, but it's not what you pay. It's the support we provide.
Yeah.
We do have, you have your own studio here. Which is amazing, but most agents don't have this resource. Most companies don't have this type of resource. We do. We provide those things for our agents. We're a luxury boutique office. We have an amazing reputation. We carry a lot of leverage throughout here. And, not for nothing, but we do have John Gafford is one of probably the most visible owners and probably has more influence over anybody in the whole association that isn't maybe like a board of director or doesn't have that type of.
Yeah. No, he does have a lot of weight, and especially with his technology and his skill.
He's very skilled.
Yeah, very skillful.
And just like you, he sees things before they're coming.
Yeah.
And he's willing to pivot, and he's willing to do big things in a big way. So, and a lot of just owners just aren't. So
now you mentioned that you work like 60 hours a week as a broker.
Yep.
You're selling real estate too as well, right?
Yep.
Okay.
It limits my time selling, so I'm not really in competition. But at the same time, in this market, where the market's going, every realtor, whether you're the broker of the office or an agent, you're going to have to get on your surfboard and ride that wave.
Yeah.
So you got to sell more right now more than ever. The general public needs an agent with skills.
Yeah.
And before the last couple of years, if you were, had lost your job, we're sitting at home but collecting money, and you thought, hey, what's a great idea to get my real estate license and get involved?
Yeah.
And these guys made a lot of money, but they didn't develop the skills because homes were just selling because the market was.
Yeah, you could literally just throw a rock and hit somebody and they're a buyer.
Absolutely. So now a lot of those agents are leaving the business, or they're looking to make a switch in companies, because to them, they just don't realize they didn't attain the skills that are necessary. And the agents like you and the other agents, they're going to pick up market share.
Yeah.
And even if it's 1% more in this valley is huge.
It is.
Huge.
Yeah, because I was looking at the statistics here, and this is actually pulled by the Las Vegas Association of Realtors here. This is the Southern Nevada Global Marketplace. Did you know that we have roughly about 78,000 people moving to Las Vegas every single year?
Every single year.
And on this report here, it actually shows you all the new projects that is taking place out here in Las Vegas. So if you guys are actually interested in this full report, I will be happy to send you guys an email. Just reach on out to York at chakits.ckg at gmail.com. Requesting that you want the Southern Nevada Global Market Report. This is great information. If you have no clue of what's going on with Las Vegas and why you should move out here, it literally breaks everything down. I might just do a full episode on this because there's just a
Yeah.
lot of great content on here. So again, reach on out to York, and we will definitely send you out the copy email. Now, in the marketplace, because you are out there, you're still, selling homes, you're buying homes. From your perspective, what are you seeing in the marketplace?
Yeah. I have the privilege of signing everything that takes place at the office. So
Yeah.
new listings, but also commissions,
Yeah.
but also price reductions and withdrawals. So what I'm seeing a lot of lately are a lot of price reductions.
Yeah.
So how I see the market is we're going to be taking, not a humongous steep dive off the cliff.
Yeah.
We're going to see prices come down a little bit. You're going to see some opportunity. I'm hoping that we don't see it as bad as some other parts of the country are going to see it.
Yeah.
Because I think, part of our job is, to remain positive, and not see all this doom and gloom that some of the people forecast out there. Because part of our job is we need people buying and selling homes. And at the same time, we need to educate them on what's going to be coming around and down the market. I had a conversation with a good friend of mine I've known for 45 years. One of my best clients. He's my doctor, and he's one of my best clients.
Yeah.
And we're talking now about what's happening in the market. You got some people telling it's only gone down 5%. And I'm saying bullshit. It's gone down more than 5%, especially when you count in the terms that are more favorable for the buyers now.
Yeah.
We can talk about buying down the rates, just better terms overall, longer escrows. Anything that they can benefit from, buyers are benefiting from, and it's more to the tune of more than 5%.
Yeah.
Which they're talking about. So I see the market actually, we're going to see a lot of agents fall out. Right now, I'm seeing about half of the transactions that took place last December, year over year. And it's going to continue. The Fed's meeting this week. The rates are going up another 50 basis points. So you're going to see little shifts. But I think by the end of next year, okay, all right, let's see how things work out, guys. I think 2023 at the end, that's going to be good. But every market, always opportunity. Always opportunity.
You know what I like about this is that you're giving me your own opinion. And I've spoken to so many agents that have been on this podcast, and it seems a lot of them end up selling the market. You're just telling how it is, what your thoughts are, which is great. And I really do appreciate that, right? Because at the end of the day, if you're going to buy a home, you're going to buy a home, right? Everybody's situation is completely different, right? If you are trying to buy a home today and speculate in the next, 1 year to flip the home, then that's a risky business. I wouldn't probably do it. But if you can get a great deal where you can get, $50,000, right, of a price reduction, and I have gotten this, right? Oh, yeah. And also have the seller pay for closing costs. And if I'm only putting, 3% down on a $500,000 transaction, that's only $15,000. Who cares if the market crashes? You're going to be in there for 10 years, but here's the thing. You got to rent anyway. And let's just say if it does, it goes down to like $20,000, right? Right. Market crashes. Doesn't matter. You know what? Everybody else crashes. And what is the Fed's going to do? They're going to readjust, or the federal government's going to readjust, and we're going to go back to short sales. And we're going to play the short sale game. That's where if you had assets, right, you'd protect the assets some way, somehow. I'm not going to explain how. But, you would reposition like every other investor. Sell and rebuild your credit and go back out and deploy your money again.
Exactly.
And that's what I like about real estate, because real estate is just more of a financial game. And as long as you understand the game, you can literally play this game to win. Right. Right. So, I mean, there are opportunities out there, but also there are some spots around the country that's not doing too well.
Correct.
But I feel that Las Vegas has dropped about 9.8%. However, I've noticed that 47% of the homes right now are unoccupied, right? It's vacant. Wow. So that's kind of alarming to me.
47%?
47%. I just pulled this the other day. I couldn't believe it. 47%. Wow. So what does that tell you? Probably during the hype, there's a lot of investors, secondary homes, right? Or even speculators right? Buying a vacation home, and now, they're just starting to hit the panic button.
Yep.
And, I'm actually one of those guys too. I mean, I got a condo where, I'm probably going to lose $20,000. But overall, with the portfolio, I'm still ahead.
Sure.
But this is the first time I'm ever losing out on a deal, and it does not feel good.
Yeah.
But, I mean, again, this is real estate. It's part of the business, and it just really depending on your situation. Now, things have kind of like almost stabilized. It's kind of like it goes back and forth. Like I'm seeing in the median price point for a home right now for a single family residence. It goes down from like $435 back up to $450, right? Yeah. But it also depending on how you pull your numbers, right? The data, right? You could pull it 7 days, you could do 30 days, right? All those numbers are going to change. I normally like to do it on a 7-day basis because I just want to see what's closing right now, like real time.
Right.
And like I said, I see it just fluctuating, but it hasn't dropped down further than, 400,000. Now, another thing I've noticed is that I remember you couldn't even buy a home for like 450,000. But if you look on the MLS today, there's hundreds of homes around 450,000, and what you can get for 450,000,
right? I'm
like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
there's opportunity to get.
And they just raised the loan limits too, so a lot of people can, they can do FHA in the $700,000 range.
Is that dangerous to be doing an FHA loan on a $700,000 deal?
It's crazy
with all the additional fees, mortgage insurance premium.
Absolutely, I remember when it was $350.
I know.
It was nothing 4 years ago. It's double. But, that shows you how everything's been artificially inflated.
Yeah.
When you're talking like NFTs, I'm 55 years old. I don't know what the fuck an NFT, a non-fungible token art form. You're paying millions of dollars. That $1 million NFT is now worth $500.
Yeah.
The used car market, you couldn't even get a used car.
I know.
I mean, now it's going to be the carpocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't get luxury watches before. All of these things are taking a hit, but you're right. Real estate hasn't come back the way crypto.
Yeah.
It gets up to 67,000, gets down to 17,000. That's not how real estate works.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to see that.
And I think a big part of it is because, like I mentioned, you had like 78,000 people moving here last year, right?
Right.
They got to live somewhere. And the 78,000 that we actually got, this was actually directly from the, the DMV.
Right.
So these are people that actually got their license.
Right.
What about the people that didn't get a license, right?
Correct.
Which is the crazy thing. So number one, they got to live somewhere. Number two is that they also have to have some sort of job, right? And if they have a job, they got bills they got to pay, they got to move somewhere, they got to rent. So housing, I'm saying I think that's where it's kind of stabilizing because of all these people moving out here. But then I guess the question is, why are they moving out here? So I took a look within this report. You guys can actually get this report. I'm going to hook you guys up, okay? It says here that out of 10 cities, we're ranked number 8.
Right.
Okay. Why are we ranked number 8? Number one is the weather. Even though it's 120 degrees sometimes, I don't like it,
Absolutely.
But that's just my preference. Moving to Las Vegas, everything is conveniently located. Entertainment capital of the world. You save 10% of, what do you call state income tax?
Yeah, from California, you say 13.5%.
Yeah.
Interest or percent.
And you know what's crazy about it is I was looking at this report, okay? 35% of our home sales are from California. Big migration patterns, right?
Exodus.
And what I'm trying to get to is that you listen to all this propaganda, you can't lump it all together.
Correct.
Okay? You hear the news, shit's going sideways, but it doesn't mean that Las Vegas is always going to go sideways too, because it's broken down to like communities, local markets. Believe it or not, there are some homes right now that, I'll get clients call me. Matter of fact, I just had one last night. I want to submit an offer $100,000 below. Bro, that's not going to work because here's the thing. The first thing we got to do is let's see what the value is of this home. So let's just say if the value in this home is, $450,000 because that's the last closing was like 2 weeks. The home that sold, there was comparables, right? We're probably not going to get $100,000 off. Now, if there was like 15 properties that's been on the market for like 32 days, because the average days on the market is about 32, if nothing is moving, it's probably overpriced. Yeah, you know what? Let's go in and let's ask for a price reduction. But, let's not go overboard, right? And what I'm getting now from clients, this is what they're telling me. I'll buy it if it's a great deal. And I tell them, I tell them? You're wasting your time. Here's why. Why are you buying a home that you're going to get a great deal? I would rather you buy a home where you're getting a discount, but you're getting the home that you want.
Right.
That makes more sense, because that tells me you're just trying to find anything that's cheap just in case the market goes down. But then what happens if you buy it, you move in, and it goes down, and you're like, I don't really like this home?
Exactly.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And most people buy towards payment. They're not buying towards price nowadays.
Yeah.
So, and like you say, better terms. If I can do the 3-2-1 buy down for somebody and get the seller to pay for it, better terms.
Yeah.
Way better terms. And you're right. There's more opportunity here, whether jobs are coming.
Yeah.
You see a lot of the celebrities are coming, like Mark Wahlberg moves out here, and he's talking about building a studio out here.
Yeah.
So not only, my son's about to go off to college here in a couple of years. He's talking about going to New York or LA. I'm like, dude.
Everybody's moved from New York.
Why do you think people are moving here? Where's the opportunity? So to me, where is there opportunity? Is there opportunity in California or more opportunity here? There's way more opportunity here. And so when you have lower taxes, better weather, and then it's just a combination and the opportunity that comes with it. And like you say, that book you keep holding up, I know there's different projects that are being built that we're just not aware of on the daily basis. And I know we have a new technology city that's going to be built here. So we're going to be the new Silicon Valley here pretty soon.
You make a good point. So I want to go over this real quick. Okay. They're talking about, this is where we're going to generate a lot of jobs. Okay. We have a casino that's being built. It's called Dream Las Vegas. Expected to be completed in 2024. $550 million with 527 rooms they're building. Unbelievable.
How many employees?
Exactly. Majestics Las Vegas, $850 million. Projection to be done 2024. 720 rooms. Okay. 35 suites. Here's another project. Nova Data Communication Center. $400 million. This is going to be completed next year with over 275,000 square feet. I mean,
it's crazy.
Unbelievable. Henderson Hospital, right? $385 million, right? To be expected to be fully completed by 2024. 150 beds, over 40 acres. Here's another project. Delta by Marriott, $100 million. Wow. 2024, 284. Okay. Here's another project. Nevada Museum of Arts, $217 million, 2025. Another high rise here being built, $350 million. Okay. This is actually a hotel. I'm sorry. Here's another hotel, $500 million, 2026. I mean, there's so much projects on and on. It's unbelievable.
The state bird is the crane.
Yes. Oh, also another thing I didn't even mention, they actually have a monorail that they're about to pass that they're bringing from Barstow to here.
Yes.
Right? However, that's fine. You guys can move here, but don't bring, your politics here.
No, don't bring the politics here. That would be what I'm saying. Well, otherwise they're going to have taxes.
Yes.
We don't want, we love the people from California, but we love our way of life is what I would say. And by the reason, those are part of the reasons you're moving here. So why would you want to change it? So yeah, I love Vegas. I've been here since, my family moved us here in 75.
Yeah.
March 12th, 1975. None of this.
I wasn't even born yet.
Right. I mean, most people weren't. When I tell, most of the agents here at the office, they were born after I graduated high school.
Yeah.
That's how young this office is on average, which is great. It gives me it's like sniffing a young baby's head. It's like, it gives you energy. Like I come in every day, I have tons of energy and I love it. I love it.
You know what's great about this place is that because we live like in a valley, everything kind of crosses over each other, right? It's runs parallel and perpendicular to each other, but everything is conveniently located. And the strip is just down the middle, so it's like you can never get lost. You're just going to go northwest, east, or south. It's just one way or the other.
Yeah, it's one of the easiest cities for me to get around in. And like we're located I live in Vegas, but I love here in Henderson because in Henderson, we have more parks and rec than any other city in America. I don't know if you know that, like per capita. This is Fun City, USA. So your insurance rates are below most other cities in America. I mean, this is a great little city to live in Nevada, and it's the second largest city. I mean, so it kills.
So you're saying you like the city of Henderson better than the city of Las Vegas?
Yeah, I just think there's a lot of positive. I mean, and if you're somebody that's maybe, even you could be local, you don't even know where the lines are drawn, the borders are drawn.
Yeah.
But there's so many great advantages to living in Henderson, and even in comparison to North Las Vegas and Las Vegas. So
I noticed the city of Henderson is a lot cleaner.
It is.
Than the city of Las Vegas.
Less traffic.
However, also depending on where you go, because you have the city of Las Vegas and also unincorporated Las Vegas too as well.
Yeah.
But then when you start heading out west or southwest, the environment changes. It's a little bit different. And that's what I've noticed about Las Vegas is that depending on which community you go to, right, or which master plan you go to, the vibe is completely different.
Completely different. I mean, and you could, I love downtown Summerlin.
Yeah.
Downtown Summerlin, I could hang out there every day. And then yet too, I know a lot of rural people who live very rurally, and they're just as happy to go to the South Point and never step foot in downtown Summerlin.
Yeah.
You know, that we do have a great rural way of life out here. We've got a great modern way of life. And then, like you say, all those projects you're mentioning, there's a lot of tech people moving out here. Like I say, it's going to be the next Silicon Valley is right here in Vegas, and all your tech companies are moving out here.
Now, if you look at the Schiller Index, right, when it comes to housing always goes up. I mean, it goes up and down, but if you just look at the chart, it always goes up because of inflation, right? Because the more money you spend, or the more money that is in the supply line, what happens is things just get more expensive. So inflation will always be here, and will always be here to stay.
Yeah.
So the reason why I bring this up is that, let's just say if you bought right now and it tanks down another 50%, it eventually goes back up because of inflation. The good news is that if inflation goes up, you're able to pay off your home a lot faster later on down the line because of inflation, right? Because you bought it at a certain price. But if it did inflate to double digits, imagine working your ass off to pay for an $800,000 home when you could have bought it at $400,000, right? And now that you're at $800,000, wages have gone up. So now the kind of money you're making now, you're able to pay off your home faster.
Right.
So I think these are things that people just don't think about, but I'm not trying to convince people to buy a home, because that's not my job, right?
No.
My job is just, I want people to think about this for a second, right? Because like I said, inflation always goes up, because I remember when a candy bar was like 45 cents.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's like $1.40, $1.50. And if it wasn't for inflation, I mean, it should have went back down, but it didn't. It went up. Everything goes up.
Everything goes up. I mean, go to the movies.
Yeah.
How much does it go to a movie? When I was a kid, we could get in a movie for $2, $2.50. I mean, it sounds ridiculous.
I don't know anything about that. I started going to the movies when it was $4.50, but $2, come on, man.
$2, Heck yeah. No, that's true.
So right now in the marketplace, right, we haven't talked about sellers for some time. If somebody needs to sell their home, what advice do you have for them? I mean, especially when you have like competing sellers, like everybody's just price reduction, and it kills the market.
Yeah, it does. And so here's what I would say is, as a realtor, you really have to talk real to them. And just like, listen, I'm going to be honest with you that this is what the next realtor, if you fire me, this is what the next realtor is going to tell you, is the price should be here. So I would just say, like, guys, you have to look at all, like if you went into a listing presentation and we bring in our comparable market analysis, guys, you really have to, don't be the top of the dollar.
Yeah.
You have to price it like the absorption rate is, 3 homes are going to sell in your neighborhood in the next 30 days. You want to be one of them.
Yeah.
You got to price it here. You have to find out their motivation. If you're not motivated to sell, then don't put it on the market.
Yeah.
Your competition level, we used to have 1,700 homes on the market, single family homes last year at this time. That's nothing.
That's nothing at all.
Nothing. And now we've got like 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
So the buyers have choice. And by the way, there's fewer buyers today.
Mm-hmm.
And because why? Well, when the interest rates do go up, well, they fall out of that pricing bracket.
Yeah, you're losing purchasing power.
You're losing purchasing power, so you got to take that into consideration. So if I'm the seller, I'm stating my terms. I'm willing to buy down your interest rate. Yeah. I'm willing to price it right and pay some closing costs. Do whatever it takes. That's it. Because the winner is the one who sells their home.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line, done. I think last month, what was it, 1,800 homes sold? That wasn't very many.
Not at all.
Okay. So the absorption rate right now that we have in Vegas is about 5 months.
That's a long time now.
Do you want to sit for 5 months, or do you want to be one of the homes that sells within the first 32 days?
And let's just say if you look at the data, you know it's going to go down.
Yep.
It's probably better to do that adjustment now.
Yes.
Versus trying to play that game.
Yes.
And next thing you know it, by the time you drop it, everybody has dropped their price. And it's like getting punched in the face so many times. You're like, dude, I'm done. I'm tapping out. So now you don't even sell your home.
Right. And you know what's funny? Buyers will always, guys, the winner is the one who gets into the home.
Yeah.
Okay. If you can afford to buy a home right now, what is that old expression? Don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and then wait.
Yeah.
I'm not here, like you said, I'm not here to convince you, but I do need to educate you. And like you say, real estate's going to go up, guys, over time. And I'm just your guide. You're the hero. Buy the real estate, buy the home. But I would tell you right now, if prices go super down, people always say, well, Eric, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till prices go.
Wait for what?
Yeah. Prices are going to go way down. I said, let's play that out. Prices take a 20% dump. Let's play. Do you think you're going to be buying a home at the 20% discount? Or do you think a hedge fund's going to come in, don't give a shit about the interest rate?
Yeah.
They're buying all cash, and then you're shut out in the cold.
And that has happened in 2014. I remember that, going through that wave. And matter of fact, our office was working with a hedge fund. Basically, we would take the listing and they would pretty much just buy it. Right. I mean, every agent was doing it, right? They were just buying everything. It was crazy.
Everything. Because when prices go low, when blood's in the streets, that's when the big money comes out. The little person, you're not going to buy a home. So if you can afford it now, buy the home now. Yeah. Because if it does take a dump, you're not getting it anyway.
And also the other thing you got to take a look at, people are trying to time the market where they want to buy at a rock bottom price. Number one, you wouldn't even know what the rock bottom price is, right? I don't. No. People, they're like, hey, man, you think the market is going to tank? Like, dude, I don't know. I'm just speculating. Right? Based upon my theory, and that's all it is. It's just a theory, right?
Right. It's a theory, and we on trends as well. Yeah.
Exactly. So even though that the pricing drop, you don't even know where that interest rate's going to be. That interest rate could be double digits, because if you look at the index, interest rates, right, at one point for many years, it was above double digits.
Right.
And people were still buying homes, but they were buying homes at, like 100,000, 120,000. But if you look at that payment, it's pretty much the same payment of what you'd be paying right now.
That's right.
So it doesn't even matter, right?
Yeah. In fact, I mean, we're kind of spoiled with our interest rates.
Yeah, we are.
This is the longest stretch we've had that it hasn't been in double digits.
Yeah.
So the Fed has kept it embarrassingly low. You can't. When the interest rates are this low, you also can't save money. There's nothing you can save. So it makes no difference. And in fact, like you say, based on inflation, in the last 70 years, home prices have only gained about 18% appreciation, guys.
Yeah.
Based on appreciation. So, and put your money in. And I would also say this is a great time for an investment property. If, yes, you want to buy a home for yourself to live, for your family, it's an even better time to go out and buy a property or two to rent, so people rent from you.
That's great information. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to take a quick break.
Hi, Chakits. I have been following you and watching your YouTube channel for years.
I have decided to finally relocate to Las Vegas and want to start a new chapter in my life. I know you're the perfect realtor to help guide me to find my next dream home. I am looking for a modern kitchen, large backyard with a pool and a golf course community.
My name is Chakits Krulsawat with Simply Vegas, a licensed real estate agent out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I help buyers like this all the time, so if you're looking for a licensed professional, give us a call at 702-319-1092 or visit lvhomeexperts.com. Buying a home starts here. Does your house look like and have you been considering remodeling your home for some time now? Well, if you love real estate like I do and appreciate the attention to detail in the craftsmanship required to build a remodel or a gorgeous home, then I got the perfect company for you. Guys, I highly recommend Design Zone Remodeling. They are a stellar company that will turn your outdated home into your own personal sanctuary. They specialize in bathroom remodels, kitchen remodels, and full house remodels. Design Zone Remodeling has a reputation for excellent workmanship, competitive fees, and being a wide range of services and deliver the outstanding results to their clients. I use Design Zone Remodeling on my personal properties. Give Design Zone Remodeling a call today at 725-223-0871 or visit their website at designzoneremodeling.com to request a free consultation. Your credit score holding you back from purchasing a home? GC Credit Coaches is a repair company that's made easy. Their goal is to challenge and remove all negative errors that hurt your credit score. On average, GC clients see about 10.2 negative items removed over 4 months. Start improving your credit score today with a simple 2-minute online enrollment for a free consultation and a complete credit audit. GC Credit Coaches offers competitive monthly pricing, no contracts, no hidden fees, and the service stops once you are satisfied. GC Credit Coaches removes inquiries, collections, charge-off bankruptcies, and repossessions. Don't forget to visit gccreditcoaches.com.
Why? There, York. Can you hear me, York? Yorkie. Mute. Turn on the volume. Can you guys hear me? Let me know. You say yes?
Yeah.
Did you say yes?
Yeah.
You say yes? Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Well, that's just a part of doing this stuff live. Oh, anyway, let me just go back. Hey, guys, if you guys are actually interested, I will have a link in the description below. It is $4.95, right? We have created so much content. We will literally walk you through the whole process. So imagine this. If you're not smart with computers, you don't know how to edit, you don't know how to use a camera, don't worry about that. You could be 95 years old and you will be able to do this course. Why? Because I literally broke it down to the point where how to create a YouTube channel, what do all those little buttons mean, right? How to film, how to use a camera setting. Matter of fact, you know what? You don't even have to have a nice camera. As long as you got a regular camera. Yeah. I'm going to show you how to edit and also upload it on YouTube, right? How to monetize it, how to use certain keywords, phrases, how to create thumbnails, and where to get all these tools for free. You seen a thumbnail? Yeah, it took us less than what, 5 minutes?
5 minutes.
Matter of fact, that thumbnail that you guys see right now for this podcast here was done within 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
You came in, you took a picture, boom, cropped it out, in and out.
Yep.
Right? So
it's cool.
Want to go back. We got a few more minutes. I want to talk about the Las Vegas market. What else are you seeing within the marketplace?
Wow. I'll tell you what I'm seeing a lot of right now is a lot of creative financing.
Ooh, creative financing.
And so here's another thing is like sellers.
Yeah.
Take a look on these offers. You're going to get like subject to and or assignee. These are some flippers. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Doesn't mean it's a horrible thing.
Yeah.
But what ends up happening is they're going to put an offer in on your home.
Okay.
They're going to, let's just say it's listed for 500. They're going to write you a 480 offer. You're going to accept it. They're going to go find somebody from, amongst their investors who's willing to take it off their hands for the 480. And they're going to come back to you and beat the hell out of you on some pricing. And they're going to say, hey, we're not going to take that house at 480 anymore. We're going to cancel that. But, because XYZ is wrong or, we'll take it for 430, 440. Mm-hmm. You'll, because maybe this market, you're a desperate seller, you'll take it.
Yeah.
And what they've just done is it's like a flash sale. So it's held in their name for, 2 seconds and then they sell it to that other party. And they're covering that 40 grand. Well, these people aren't even licensees. These are just your regular,
That could be a little dangerous though, right?
It's a little bit dangerous, guys. Mm-hmm. Because in those cases, who is that second buyer?
Yeah. Right.
This is how people launder money. It's some serious business. That's one thing that's going on that I see coming down the pike. Yeah. And like I say, the creative financing end, you're going to see a lot of that. And then I think you're going to see a lot of the, maybe some FHA and VA loans being assumable or them working out something along those lines.
I think that's important because a lot of these loans that were out there are non-assumable and there's a due on sales clause.
Correct.
So you would have to go out and find that type of seller that has that type of loan, and you would have to research and find out if there is a due on sales clause. If not, there are some transactions that I've seen that are assumable.
Right.
And I think this is good, especially society now is like so hooked on 3.2%. There may be some sellers out there, right, that have locked in. They want to sell their home.
Right.
But they can't sell it to a buyer because of the price point that this seller is higher than the median price point, right? Because majority of your buyers are at the 450 and below. This may be at the 600,000, but you like it, but then you realize you could afford it because you realize that his interest rate was only at 3.2.
Correct.
Now you're assuming that loan. So can you explain what that is by assuming somebody's loan?
Yeah, as long as the bank will allow you to assume that loan, like you were saying, I got an interest rate at 3.
Yeah.
Right? Interest rates now in 6.5. Well, and we just had this happen.
Yeah.
We had one of our agents here, and they had a listing, and it became assumable. And I was like, you guys are I go, and you're arguing, you're worried about this other buyer canceling. Tell them to go cancel the deal if they want to cancel.
Yeah.
Because now you can market it as an assumable loan. And because it's an assumable loan, like let's take, like you say, 600,000. I would rather pay 600,000 at a 3% interest rate than 550 at 6.6.
Yeah, exactly.
Every day, guys.
Because what you're buying is you're buying the mortgage.
You're buying the mortgage.
Obviously, if it's at 600 and it's only worth 500, I wouldn't pay for it. But I mean, if you're pretty much close, you're basically buying that mortgage. You might as well just take it on over. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and people typically buy for payment. They're not buying at price.
Yeah.
So they're like, if I can afford $1,500 a month, then whatever, it doesn't matter the price of the house. I'm buying towards that interest rate or that payment. But now you're getting less house for that payment. Yeah. Right.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And on the buying side, what type of concessions are you seeing?
Well, I'm seeing paying all the closing costs.
That's like a given, right?
Yeah.
So in today's market,
all closing costs, and also all repairs. It's not even a question. They're going to have that seller make all the repairs beforehand.
Yeah.
Or get a major credit.
Yeah.
And also the loan, the buy downs. So you're seeing it, price reductions, buy downs on your interest rates, repairs made, closing costs paid for.
So basically, you're just really only coming down with the home inspection, the appraisal, and also just the down payment. Other than that, that's really all you're paying for.
That's all you're paying for.
Interesting.
Yeah, and there's some still. I'm sure if you looked in maybe some first-time home buyer programs, you can probably even have somebody get a grant for your down payment. It's crazy. It's so crazy. You can almost get into a house for nothing right now.
Yeah.
If you're in the right loan program.
And basically, you would really have nothing to lose at that point.
You have nothing to lose.
Besides your credit score, but other than that, I mean, it's a game anyway.
Right. But like you were saying, I had out with a buyer.
Yeah.
We're looking at a house for $950, and by the way, it's sold for $950. But he wanted to put an offer in for $850, and I was like, okay. He goes, but I don't want to put it in for $850. He goes, because I think in April it won't even be worth that.
Mm-hmm.
I said, dude, are you going to sell in April?
Yeah.
He was like, no. What are you talking about?
That's actually a good point. I'm going to start using that from now on for my buyers. Wait, are you going to sell in April?
Well, then wait till April to buy, bro.
I'm stealing that from you, bro. That's dope. That's dope. What was his objection after that?
Nothing. He had nothing to say. Probably for the first time. I've known this guy forever. I think he was just speechless.
Oh, man. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. So we know we can ask for a closing cost, right? You talked about the 2-1 buy down.
Yep. Yeah, and there's
for all the new listeners out there.
Yeah, there's a 3-2-1 loan buy down.
Is there going to be like a 4, 5,
Yeah,
6?
shit, there might be. There might be. But yeah.
Explain that real quick.
So 3-2-1 buy down is that first year it's of your loan. Let's say the interest rate's at 6.
Yeah.
Your first year will be at 3% interest rate. Second will be that, fourth, fifth.
Yeah.
And then finally it'll be up to 6. But in that meantime, guys, the interest rates they're going to fall. They're going to go back down in that.
Yeah.
And then just refinance.
Okay. So we have about a 3-year gap, and you have to time the market, obviously, right?
Yep.
Obviously, we don't know which way the pendulum is going to swing. Obviously, if it goes down, then you'll go ahead and refinance. However, you also have to be aware of this, and I want you guys to be aware of this as well, is that you need a certain amount of equity in your home, right? Because interest rates can go down, but if your home doesn't move or even drops down even lower, then you're stuck.
Correct.
Okay. So that's just something to think about. And if the interest rate goes up to 10%, then it doesn't matter if it goes back up to 6, because now you're like, thank God I'm at 6 versus at 10% buying a home.
Correct.
Okay. Yep. So it's just something that you need to be aware of. Now, another thing is that, isn't it better just to do a buy down versus a 2-1 buy down, 3-2-1 buy down? That's
you could get a permanent. You could
Yeah.
easily get a permanent buy down. Absolutely.
Yeah, because everybody's pitching this 2-1 buy down, and some of these things could run you up to $10,000, $20,000. But then I want you also to take a look by speaking to your lender. Hey, what happens if I just do a buy down? Like, how much does it cost me to buy down to 4%? How much does it cost me to buy down to 3.5%? If you know it's $30,000, ask the seller to pay for it versus that 2-1 buy down, right?
And think about it. You're not paying $40,000 over the asking price anymore.
Yes.
You're not waiving the appraisal contingency.
No.
You have money to buy down the interest rate to make it the same payment. And people aren't calculating that anymore.
Yes.
And once you pay $60,000 over the appraisal, guys, you're not getting that money back.
Yes.
It's gone.
It's gone. It's gone.
So yeah, now is a great time to buy. You can buy real estate, guys. Gobble up as much as you can type thing. Because if you're not, Vanguard is, BlackRock is, all these hedge funds are going to be doing that.
No, I mean, there's definitely some opportunities. I mean, matter of fact, I have another company that that makes calls to people that have equity in their home, right? And where they just want to get rid of their home. And myself and investors, we're actually still picking up properties, but the spreads and the margins are a little bit different. So on this one, the home is worth $350. I was able to acquire it for about $240.
Right. Wow.
I mean, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I got to put another 20 grand into it, but that's fine. But the strategy on this one is more of like, you buy, you hold, and you're just going to rent it out. Like my plan is not to sell it. My plan is just to have that extra cushion, right? Just to have that extra cushion. But the main focus for me was that there's a certain threshold of my return on investment. Mine is a minimum of 8%, right? Because of inflation.
Right.
As long as I'm at 8%, I will pull the trigger. So deals are out there, but they're harder to find, but you still can find the deals.
Right.
And it's amazing to me is because the deal that we found, we had other investors, and they're my friends, and I don't want to mention what companies they are, but there's some pretty big whales that are submitting the same offers that I'm submitting at, and also having these one-on-one meetings with the seller, right?
Right.
And it's funny because I'll sit there at the table and have this conversation because, we're trying to do creative financing or, trying to take over the loan, whatever it is. One of the things I always mention, hey, have you talked to anybody? Oh yeah, we spoke to a few companies, and I asked them what company. I'm like, dude, that's my homie.
Right.
And we're all competing.
Yeah.
But you got to get out there, right?
You have to get out there. And then also it's kind of like sometimes we don't analyze what the deal is as an investor.
I think that's a good point.
You're saying 8%, but if I said to you, Chakits, I have a home that's $100,000. You're an investor. You got to put 20% down. You're going to take a $20,000 risk. You're going to put a tenant in there. Chakits, in 20 years, you're only going to break even.
Yeah.
In fact, when you sell it 20 years from now, Chakits, it's going to sell for $100,000. Is that a good deal?
For me, I'm gonna say no.
If you calculate everything out, you actually
if you do taxes and all that, yeah.
Your rate of return, because you only took a small risk, your actual rate of return is 8.56.
Yeah.
So yes, you're not cash flowing, and I think cash flow is important.
Yeah.
I think cash flow is actually more important.
It depends on the type of investor you are.
Yes.
So what I'm saying, it doesn't mean it's 100% right.
Right.
This is what I look at because I make that 8%, but then I still got my tax deductions and the appreciation, all that stuff builds up. So I'm making a higher than an 8%, but my threshold is at 8% because I have my own real estate portfolio.
Right.
So what you're saying is not wrong. So I want to clarify that. It just depending on the level of investor you are,
Correct.
what your goals are, and what you are trying to accomplish. Like we had another agent in here, one of our agents. She specializes in like multifamily.
Yeah.
Multifamily right now does not make any sense for me, right? Because of the type of returns. But the way that she explained it to me and how you look at the picture, it actually made sense.
Yeah. I would almost even say if I had my way, all I would do is buy apartment buildings.
Yeah.
I would not even buy one or two. I would just buy, 10 buildings, 10 apartments,
Units,
10 doors,
yeah.
10 units, 100 units, 1,000 units, because historically, every 10 years they double in price. When rents go up, the value of your buildings go up. I mean, it's exponentially. And imagine if you had 2,000 people paying you a rent every month. You leverage that you can get loans from those things. So apartment buildings, in fact, I see 2023 as a lot of people, what ends up happening is a lot of these banks are going to call in their notes that are at a low interest rates.
Yes.
And want to put them into different interest rates.
Yes.
So they're going to be forced to sell.
Which is a great
products.
opportunity.
It's a great opportunity that's coming up in 2023, especially for multifamily. I would be absolutely looking towards multifamily.
You know what? And that's what's great about multifamily is because their loans are 3, 5, 7. And when you start getting to the 10-year, their interest rates are higher and a lot of them won't even touch it.
Right.
Which is a great opportunity. And I've been working my ass off in my whole life in this career for this very moment, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So I can't wait.
Yeah.
Now, I lost my train of thought. I don't know where I was going to go with this at this point, but you made some great points. And I'm going to tell you this, Eric. You know what? You're one of the coolest guests where I could just, hang out. Feels like we're just hanging out, a bunch of homies just talking.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we got a couple of minutes, so I want to finish this up because I think this is important. Again, we have our Realtor Academy, so if you guys want to get started on that, right? Great way to get free leads, and you get leads for life. And I literally walk you through the process. It took me years and years to crack the code, and I cracked the code. So for $4.95, I'll have a link in the description below, or you can reach on out to York
I
at
think I might
chakits.k.
do something like that, Chakits, because I got to tell you, even somebody like me who wants to start their own YouTube channel, and I already have it, what I want to do, it's almost like if you're a writer or if you're going to write a screenplay, the hardest thing to do sometimes is putting the pen on the paper.
Oh, it is. Trust me.
And doing the actual, like, publishing a YouTube video. I know if I publish my first one, I know the second one will come easier.
Yeah.
And then I'll learn along the way. I'm not going to be an expert at the beginning.
You're not going to.
But if I did have a model, if I did have a roadmap to go with, it would give me a lot more confidence to do that. So yeah, I'll shoot. I mean, even somebody like me, I need to learn that.
And just because you post the videos, I'm going to tell you about this. Yeah. You got to understand how YouTube works. Taglines, thumbnails, right? All this plays an important key in order for somebody to click on your videos. And the thing about it is, how do you establish the credibility, number one? How do you build the rapport? Why are these people actually calling me and they know exactly who I am, what I like to eat? I mean, take a look at it. These are all gifts that people just literally will send to me, right? A bowling ball. Who mails me a bowling ball? Right?
I thought that thing was a lamp, bro.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Check this out, man. I mean, somebody literally made this and send it.
Badass, bro.
Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
See that? I mean, that's the power of social media. It really also, another thing that we are currently working on, I think this is also important, is that, look, I'm very blessed, right? I've been doing this now for so many years, okay? I'm just launching a new program, right? A coaching program. And it's called 6 Figures. It's to take somebody that's inspired by just getting into real estate, don't know how to find the right brokerage, the questions to ask. Should I join a team, right? Yeah. What does this brokerage have to offer? I literally break all that down. I show you exactly, with $0, how to get started, how to make money in real estate, right? From start to ending. So that is being launched here in the next couple of weeks. So I would highly recommend that you jump on the bandwagon now, because as we create more video content, what's going to happen is going to get more pricier. Now, for our advanced real estate agents, because there's 2 types of real estate agents once you come in. You have real estate agents that work in their business or on their business. There's a difference because now once you become that top real estate agent, now it's how do I transition, how do I scale to run a real estate business?
Correct.
So that program is going to be called 7 Figures Agent. Isn't that dope? So we got 6 figures and we got 7 figures. So you got to go through the 6 to get to the 7.
And you know, you asked me before, like, why do people make the switch over here to us?
Yeah.
It's a lot of those things are when they can come here and meet somebody like you.
Yeah.
I mean, you just said something that helps me. When somebody says, like, Eric, I want to take an agent who's interested and is inspired, like, fuck, I don't have to go out and recruit that person.
Yeah.
You've just done it. I mean, that to me is huge. You just made my job easier, but you've given somebody else an opportunity they never knew even existed, bro. That's huge.
So if somebody wants to get started and they want to, have an interview with you, what is the best way to get a hold of you?
The best way to get a hold of me, guys, is just call me or text me, 702-525-7921. I promise you, it'll be the highest energy, best interview you've ever been through in your real estate career. Promise you.
And you know what I like about this company? We have nothing but top producers. And when you hang out with top producers, you know what? you just start making money. I don't know what it is, man. It's like the universe.
That's right. You cannot get help but get caught up in their jet stream.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. That's our success is the agents, man.
Look, if you got to ride those coattails, I mean, I'm riding it all day long.
I'd rather whip a racehorse than beat a donkey.
Well, I do appreciate you coming on out here,
Thanks,
man.
Rob. I appreciate you having
I'm
me,
going to
buddy.
have your contact information in the link in the description
Cool.
below. So, York, go ahead and get that all set up. Guys, now, if you guys haven't had a chance to subscribe to this channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Also, if you're a true fan, check out our second channel, Chakits 2.0, and also follow us on Instagram. Other than that, until next time, peace.
Is your credit score holding you back from purchasing a home? GC Credit Coaches is a repair company that's made easy. Their goal is to challenge and remove all negative errors that hurt your credit score. On average, GC clients see about 10.2 negative items removed over 4 months. Start improving your credit score today with a simple 2-minute online enrollment for a free consultation and a complete credit audit. GC Credit Coaches offers competitive monthly pricing, no contracts, no hidden fees, and the service stops once you are satisfied. GC Credit Coaches removes inquiries, collections, charge-off bankruptcies, and repossessions. Don't forget to visit GC Credit Coaches